Hi everyone, Miss Cox here for lesson 5 of Measure this week. And today we are going to be thinking about using a ruler because you've been measuring all week with something that we call the posh word is non-standard measure. And what that means is you've been using cubes or pasta or cars or your hands. I've seen some of you using hands to measure different objects. And today we're going to use the standard measure. If I was using my posh voice, standard measure. So we're going to be using a ruler. Okay, so we're going to be talking about why we use a ruler, and I'm going to be teaching you how to use a ruler. Before we do any of that though, as you know, we have got some number formation to do. Okay, and then we've got something else to do. So let's do number formation first. Okay, so you're going to be doing really well at this by now. It's number 7 again. So let's just remind ourselves, across the sky flies a heron, down to earth makes a 7. Across the sky flies a heron, down to earth makes a 7. So 2 minutes, have a little go yourselves, drawing those lovely number 7s, okay? Right, well done, year 1. Let's move on. Here I have a subtraction fact tens frame. Now, we did this last week, didn't we? So if you remember, we had this tens frame and it was all full, and then I would take some away. Now, something has happened to my tens frame. I wonder if Spog, that naughty Spog, whether he's been on my laptop and he's done something to my tens frame with my counters. Well, whoever's done it, I've got some counters that are now not on my tens frame. So I want you to have a little think about a little story that could show what's gone on. And what I mean by a story, I'm thinking of things like, so we know that a full tens frame, if all the counters were in the tens frame, that would be 10. So I could say something like, there were 10 stars twinkling in the sky. A giant cloud rolled over 9 of them, and I was left with 1 twinkly star. I might say something like, there were 10 sweeties in the pot, and my little boys came along and gobbled up 9 of the sweeties and left 1 for me. So have a little think with your grown-ups. Can you think of a story that can show what's gone on in our tens frame? Can you have a think of a story? I'll give you 2 minutes. And you might think about the subtraction fact that I've shown, so how I could write that down, okay, to tell the world what's gone on. Off you go, 2 minutes. Well, I hope you had some really, really good stories there to describe what's going on my tens frame. And I'm sure you would have remembered that when we are writing a number sentence, we're telling the world our maths, we would, because we've done subtraction from 10, would have started with 10 counters in our tens frame. So we're going to start with the whole number, which is 10. And 9 of those counters have been taken away. So take away 9. And then we've left with 1 counter all by itself in the tens frame. Okay, so our subtraction fact is 10 take away 9 equals 1. So hopefully that's the number fact, the subtraction fact you came up with today. Okay, so as I was saying earlier, we are going to have a little think about why we use a ruler. Okay, and to help us do that, I've got a reasoning rabbit here. Got a reasoning rabbit. So what I want you to think about is, this says, am I right? Let's have a look at this picture. So I've got a picture of a teddy in a box and a doll in a box. And the little sentence next to it says, both boxes are 3 cars long. Am I right? So I think that both of these boxes are 3 cars long. Have a think about that with your grown-up. Am I right? Well, do you know, I'm now looking at this thinking, maybe I'm not right. Because if I have a look at the box with the dolls in, I can see the cars have been lined up right next to each other and there are exactly 3 cars that fit along the side of the box, that side of the box. But if I look at this big box with the teddy in, I've got 1 car there, then a gap, then a car, then a gap, then a car. Now, I think if I got all of these cars over here and squished them together so they were like this, I think it might be more than 3 cars. I think this box might be more than 3 cars long. I don't think I'm right, because I know that if I was to squish these cars together, that I'd have extra space here, maybe to put another car behind. So I don't think I'm right. Do you agree with me? I don't think I am right. Let me hear you. Hopefully you're shouting at the screen that no, Miss Cox, you're not right. You're not right, because the cars here are all pushed together and these cars are not. So they're not the same length. It's not the same length. Okay, right, so moving on. Why do we need a ruler? Now, this picture is going to show us exactly why we need a ruler. Okay, so have a look at this picture. We've got a truck and we've got a train. And it says here they're the same length because they are both 4 bricks long. So let's have a look at the bricks that are underneath this truck. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there's 4 bricks there. Right, you count under here. I'm going to listen to you. Oh, great, I heard you. Oh, there's 4 bricks under here. So the train's 4 bricks and the truck is 4 bricks. But if I look at them, just even looking at them, this truck doesn't look as long as the train. The train is longer than the truck, but they've both got 4 bricks. Have a chat to your grown-up. What do you think? Something not quite right here. Well, hopefully you spotted that the 4 bricks that are under here are smaller than the 4 bricks that are here. So although you've used 4 bricks here, they've used 4 bricks here to measure the truck and 4 bricks to measure the train, they're different sized bricks. And this is why we need a ruler, because yes, they are both 4 bricks long, but this brick is longer than this brick. So we need something that is the same size each time to measure, so that everything that we measure is correct. We measure it correctly. And that's why we use a ruler, because if we have a ruler that's always got the same setting, so the same jumps, 1, 2, 3, 4, whenever we measure anything, it's going to be correct. It's going to be the correct measure. So I've got a ruler here, okay, and my ruler is a bit of a small ruler because it only goes up to number 10, okay, 10 centimeters long. Oh, centimeters. Oh, that's a new word. We haven't used that word yet. Oh, I think we might need to get my echo out again. You're going to be my cave. I will say the word centimeter and you need to shout it back to me. Centimeter. Okay, let's do it one more time. Centimeter. Now, centimeter is the measure. It is the unit of measure. Okay, so that is what we're measuring in. We're measuring in centimeters today, not pasta, not blocks, not cars, but centimeters. So let's work out then how long this truck is. So I'm going to move my ruler, and this is very important. I'm going to make sure my ruler at the truck starts just at this part of the ruler, because otherwise, if I start it there, I'm going to have the wrong measurement. Okay, so I need to make sure my ruler lines up with the front of my truck. There we go. And now I can count how many centimeters long my truck is. So you can help me with this. So I've got 1. It's a bit like using a number line, isn't it? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So my truck, I can say my truck is 5 centimeters long. And if I wanted to write that down, centimeters is a long word. You'll see in a minute because I've got it on the next slide. Centimeters is a long word. So do you know what? We can cheat. We can be sneaky sneaks. And what we can do is, so let's just get the number down. So if it was 5 centimeters, so it should down, around, flag on high. That's the way we write a 5. Centimeters, we can be sneaky. And instead of writing the whole word centimeters, we can write this. We can write a k and a and that's short for centimeters. Okay, so there we go. So our truck is 5 centimeters long. Okay, so now what we're going to do is going to use this ruler. I'm going to measure the train. Okay, so we've now worked out that the truck is 5 centimeters long. Let's work out how long the train is using centimeters. So using the same unit of measure, we're using centimeters. Now, remember, I've got to be really careful. Or you can help me. You can tell me when I'm close to getting my ruler right, in the right place. Am I close? I think I'm pretty close getting it in the right place? I think that's about right because the front of the train lines up with the front of the ruler here. Okay, this line here. Okay, right. Are you ready to help me count how long the train is? Are you ready? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 centimeters long. So my train is 10 centimeters long. Okay, right. So I can write this now over here. So I can write down, I can tell the world how long the train is. So it was 10, wasn't it? So 10 I know is 1 here and 0 here. So that is 10. Okay. And do you remember we're the unit of measure is centimeters today. So that's what we're measuring with. So centimeters, we can cheat, can't we? Do you remember we can be sneaks? Centimeters. So okay, centimeters. There we go. Right, so now we have actually worked out, are the truck and the train the same length? Are they? No, because actually the truck is 5 centimeters long and the train is 10 centimeters long. And because we've used a ruler, which is the same unit of measure each time, okay, using centimeters, we've worked that out, okay? So that is why we use a ruler. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Now, it says here using a ruler. Now, I've showed you a little bit how to use a ruler. So just with one more example, I'm going to show you how to use a ruler and then we're going to play a game, okay? So I've got my pencil here. Oh, and that's the long word, centimeters. Let's say it again, centimeters. One more time, centimeters. Well done. So this is the word. It's quite a long word, isn't it? Much quicker to write cm or for centimeters. Here we go. So I've got a pencil. I'm just going to show you one more time how to use a ruler. And I've got my ruler down here. Now, this is a long ruler. This is a ruler that goes up to, where does it stop? Let's have a look. So it starts at 0. So it's telling me where to start. And I can see it counts all the way up to 30. So this ruler goes up to 30 centimeters. So what I'm going to do to measure my pencil, I'm going to move my pencil and I'm going to make sure that I line up my pencil with my ruler. Now, remember, you're going to help me. You need to shout stop when you think I've got it in the right place. Right, so I need to get it as close to 0 as possible. Am I close? I'm getting closer. Remember, you shout stop when you think I'm there. What do we think? Oh, I think I heard you. I've stopped, okay? So my pencil is lined up next to 0. Really important, because if I did this, look, if I put my pencil right next to the end of my ruler, which is here, this bit isn't starting to be measured yet. We haven't started measuring in centimeters, so it would be shorter than actually it should be, okay? Because that bit's not being measured yet. We're not measuring it at all. So you need to make sure it lines up with 0. Okay, there we go. So we've lined up with 0. Now let's count how many centimeters is my pencil. You might already know because you can read it yourself, but let's do it together. Okay, I'm all going to get my pen just to make sure I don't know where to stop. So I need to stop here because that's where the end of my pencil is. Okay, so I need to stop counting when I get to that red line. Okay, again, you can tell me to stop. Here we go. You ready? So let's find out how long our pencil is. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I found out my pencil is 13 centimeters long. And I can write that quickly over here. So 13, or I can see on my ruler how to write 13, but I'm going to remember when I write 13, it's 110, 3. Okay, because I've got 110 and 3 ones in 13. It's 13, and then do you remember we're going to do the sneaky centimeters here, okay? So 13 centimeters long, because that's our unit of measure today is centimeters. What we're measuring with is centimeters. There we go. Okay, so I now know my pencil is 13 centimeters long. Now, as I said, we're going to play a game now, okay? And the link to the game will be sent to your Dojo stories, but I'll just show you how to play this game, and we'll do it because it gets us to do a bit of measuring together. So let's get the game. Here it is. And it's called Measuring in Centimeters. Okay, so let's play level 1 to start with. And of course, you can play this. This could be part of your challenge today. here we go. So, oh, it looks like we've got a pen to measure there. So it's asking me to drag this here. So I'm going to drag here. We're going to find out how long this pen is. And then we got some choices at the bottom. Oh, there we go. So I've dragged there. So let's count how many centimetres. Let's do it together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 centimetres. So now we've got to choose which one is 11 centimetres. Remember, 11 is 1, 10, 1. I can see it there, so I need to look for this number down here. Oh, is that the answer? Doesn't look like 11 to me. Is that the answer? Oh, I think that's 11, but I'll just check the others just to make sure that none of them say 11. That says 10, so it can't be that. And that says 12 centimetres. It can't be that one. Must be this one. Let's find out if we're right.
Well done.
Well done. We got it right. Right, we're going to do one more of these, and then you can have a play on this yourself. Okay. Right, here we go. So I'm going to drag this here to the end of our glue stick. Okay, so have a look. What do you think? You can do the measuring at home. Okay, what do you think? I'm just going to do it in my head, looking along my ruler. So I'm going to count along. Okay, I think I've got it. So my first choice is 13 centimetres. Well, I could see 13 over here. I don't think it's 13 because that would be there. This choice is 11. Well, 11 centimetres is there, so it can't be that one. This one says 10 centimetres, so let's just double check. Oh, look, right there. So I think it's 10 centimetres.
Excellent.
Well done. Okay, so that's this game. And actually, you could go and play that now. So if you wanted to go and have a go at measuring using that tool online, please go and do that now and then come back in a moment. Okay, well, hopefully you had lots of fun measuring using the online game. And if you want to do today, if you wanted that to be your challenge and that to be your learning today, that's absolutely fine. You can carry on exploring that game because it teaches you how to use the ruler. It shows you where it's all placed, okay? And then you can just choose the right answer. Level 1 challenge today is to explore measuring objects with the ruler. Now, if you have a ruler at home or a tape measure, if you haven't got a ruler, you can use tape measure. Then please just have fun finding objects around and measure with the ruler how I've showed you to, making sure that your objects sit where the 0 is, and then you count how many centimetres long or tall your objects are, okay? And then I've put a question here, what happens if your object is taller or longer than a ruler? So maybe you can have a think about that. Take some photos and send them in to your teachers, okay? Some photos of you measuring using a ruler. Now, if you don't have a ruler or a tape measure, I have sent to you a document which has a ruler, which is to scale. So you can always either print that off and use that, or you can just sort of shore it up against the screen and use that to measure on your screen, okay? So level 2 are just some questions here if you wanted to practice measuring using these questions. So we've got some rulers here and there's some blocks, or some chocolate there, that's yummy. And then a bit of a reasoning rabbit question down here, okay, about the tallest or the shortest, or some of our words of the week. And then level 3 is this reasoning rabbit over here, okay? So you've got 2 little reasoning rabbit activities there for your level 3 to have a go at if you want to. So enjoy measuring using a ruler today and using centimetres and have lots of fun. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.